camera check, 1 2 1 2, camera check, 1 2. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be posting a bunch of stuff. Some stuff that I filmed before I left, some stuff I filmed while I left, and some stuff I'm filming like right now. You know, I'm kind of a sad sack. So I just wanted to go ahead and get this one out of here. Plus, sometimes if you have a dream and you don't talk about it, you forget it. Same thing with like an art project. Sometimes you forget the art, and then he's like, "Man, I should have wrote down that script, or that screenplay, or what have you." Anyway, yeah. So I had this dream last night, and I'll get to the sad sack part in a second. Um, I was in my old um, rental house in downtown Birmingham, and one of my roommates was there, um, Elena, but it wasn't my old house. It was like somebody's house that I went to as a kid in Ohio. I could tell just from the structure and the layout, but it still felt like home. And I remember in the dream, I ran into Elena and I was like, "Hey, can I crash? I'm in town. Can I crash at the old house?" She was like, "Yeah, yeah. Just you can." She was like, "I have to work." And then it's really weird because sometimes in dreams, when I'm talking to people, I don't talk to them. I feel what they're telling me, and I feel what I'm telling them, but I don't. But so it's rare for me to say things out loud in my dream, and so I do remember her saying, and when people are talking to you in your dreams, it's actually you talking. So I remember her telling me I could stay there, and so I went there, and I go to the house, and it feels like home, but it's not. I could tell it's not home. Um, and so when I'm in the basement, I run into one of her new roommates, and I know was sleep talking because when I went to tell this person that Alana said I could stay here overnight, I remember it coming out as a whisper, and I'm like, that's my telltale sign that I'm actually talking out loud in my sleep. And then I coughed and cleared my throat, and it came out very loud. And so I think that was back to dream talking versus actually, like, Elena said I could stay here. That kind of deal. So, yeah, so I'm at the place. I'm walking around. It's home, but it's not home, if you know what I mean. And so I'm kind of just getting my bearings. And then I go into this part where I'm actually traveling. I just got back. Part of the trip was in Marion, Ohio, where I'm from. And I was in Marion with Charity. And I remember I ran into Deb. And um, if you watch some of my videos, Deb is like an old, like, you know, childhood first love, first crush, whatever. She passed away. It'll be 11 years in September. And I actually, when I was in town, I went out to that stretch of road where she died. There was actually a memorial for someone else out there. Her favorite book as a kid was Outsiders, so I left a copy of that out there for her. But next time I'm in Marion, I will build a little memorial like this other person did. Or maybe I just didn't find the right spot. Maybe there isn't a memorial for her out there. That being said, back to the dream. In the dream, I don't know she's dead, and I run into her. And I remember her telling me, and again, I felt this, but this is actually like a line of dialogue I remember. She's like, "You look so familiar," when she was looking at me. And then there's this whole thing, like I can remember in the dream hanging out with her. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more it's kind of a Scanner Darkly, where it's like a childhood version of her and an adult version of her, like superimposed on each other in a weird way. I don't know. And then at some point, and if my voice might crack here a little bit, I'm gonna try to hold in the emotion. At some point, I realized that she's dead, and I'm actually talking to a ghost. And I just jumped because my cat's on my foot, not a ghost. So at that point, I say, "Wait here," because Charity wanted something from me, and I was like, "I'll be right back. I have to tell you something." And I was going to tell her how I feel about her and how I feel about her memory, whatever. But one of the things is realizing she's a ghost, and I can see her. A bunch of people, not a bunch, like a handful of people come in the area, and then she disappears because, of course, she can't be there. She can't be there and be seen if other people are around her. Like the first mannequin movie with Andrew McCarthy and Kim Cattrall. If anyone else is looking, she turns to a mannequin. But if it's just them, she's alive and well. Um, but there is that. And so when I figured out that I couldn't see her without other people around, I was the last of my dream was me trying to kind of get people to leave and try to recreate. I put like a flash cube on a table, or God forbid, maybe I put like a piece of jewelry that I was going to give her on a table. I don't know. And I figured like once everyone leaves, she would reappear. But then at that point, I woke up. So honestly, y'all, it's been a very, very, very long time since I've dreamed about her. And so, of course, I'm tearing up a little bit now. You can't tell because it's on VHS and the resolution shit. But, yeah, in a very weird way, it was just really nice to, like, see her in the flesh, to see her walking around. So, I know, that's kind of a bummer, but, whatever, y'all. Okay, so let's do a new take in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.